Hello, hello. Give me a second to set up, because I'm never ready for the start of a stream. But today, we're playing more Returnal, and you might be going, hey, didn't you beat a boss last time in Returnal, and aren't you supposed to be alternating games? I will be starting Final Fantasy X in the next stream, but right now, Pixel has requested I hold off on Final Fantasy X until he's more available to watch. So I'm just gonna try finishing Returnal. I feel so close to beating it. I don't know if I really am or not, but I like so, in the previous stream someone told me I had there are like 5 bosses in the game, which I don't think is entirely true because I'm pretty sure I've already beaten 5 bosses. But like surely I'm pretty close, right? 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 I don't know, but I feel like things are gonna, you know, work work out soon, and I'll understand everything. Even though I haven't really been reading all the like auxiliary text. But yeah, I don't want to give the impression that I'm like not enjoying this game, because I am. I'm sure ultimately I will recommend this game, but it just, I don't know why exactly. It just gives me this feeling like I'm stuck to the point that like it can be a little frustrating, you know? So like I'm kind of wanting it to end just because I've been stuck for so long. It's like I just want to know what's going on. I want to be able to say I beat this game. Which isn't necessarily a bad thing, it's just I worry that I come off like I'm just so sick of this game and it's so bad, yeah. I don't want to be one of those types of content creators. And if you're hearing gameplay noises, it's purely just me messing around in the starting zone. Just because I like futzing around with it. I don't know. And let's see, is there anything else? I beat Cyberpunk recently, or at least like the main game. I still have the DLC to go through, and I want to get a different ending. But yeah, that's one of the major things that's been going on, you know? So, yeah, I guess that's pretty much it, right? I've got that on, I've got this, I have my controller, oh, wait, I knew, I'm always forgetting something. There we go. Okay, and then, hi. So yeah, still in the AMD shirt because it's comfy, but also since they're not sponsoring me, they're garbage, so just warning everyone. But yeah. Yeah, this is like what I do right before I start stream. I just kind of jump, and there's something about the jump dash that is very satisfying for me. But yeah, I did beat a boss last stream, which was good. Was that like one playing the organ? I forget its name, but I did beat that, so I'm glad for that. And I don't know how many more bosses I have. Because the thing is, someone told me there are 5 bosses, and it's like, okay, so I beat Frike, I beat the one at the end of the Crimson Wasteland, I beat, Nemesis, And then I beat the one last stream, so it's like, I guess I have one more boss to go? But then there might also be, like, additional bosses afterwards for when I beat the game. I don't know. I think this is a very cool game, and I understand the passion for it. Oh, of course I get hit. I understand the passion for it, but at least for me personally, it's starting to drag on, where it's like... It oftentimes doesn't feel like I don't understand what I'm doing, I'm just not succeeding, you know? Part of that is just because, like, a lot of systems kind of revolve around not getting hit. I'm terrible at those kinds of challenges. Just like stealth. I'm also really bad at stealth. Don't have the patience, don't have the brain for it. I saw a video essay, I think I've talked about it before, but I saw a video essay about how essentially all stealth games are bad. And I wouldn't go that far personally, but I do think a lot of them are not as good as people make them out to be. Particularly Dishonored. But we all know my history on that game. Efficiency, no. If you're a fan of Dishonored, I'm not saying you can't like Dishonored, but I just don't. I just don't like it. I tried. And I've heard that Dishonored 2, despite being an unnecessary sequel, like, it gives you a lot of opportunities to adjust the parameters of the stealth, and I appreciate that, so I might be more into that. We'll see. Where am I going? Ah, I see. You know, because I've been playing Cyberpunk, and I'm playing through the DLC, the Phantom Liberty, right now. Ow. And there are sections that, like, I don't want to say they're strictly stealth, but the game very much goes like, we want to stay out of you know, eye shot, like we you know, we don't want to be detected, and I fail those, and then they let you know, fail and still just do combat, but it's weird. Despite the fact that I don't like stealth, and especially stealth that, like, insta-fails you when you're caught, like, it would have made sense in those instances, you know? It's a weird feeling. But yeah, if I do beat this game soon, I think I might try and find like a smaller game to stream. I feel like I've been streaming a lot of big games recently, or at least like games that take a lot of streams. Which isn't necessarily bad. It's just I like being able to beat a game quickly on stream. I don't know why, it makes me feel like more productive, you know? Like, as if beating a lot of games on stream really means anything, but I don't know, just somewhere in my brain it's like, oh, if I beat a lot of games on stream, I make a lot of people happy. I don't think that's the case. I was really thinking I would get the ability to swim before the ability to walk on the red floors. I was really hoping for it anyway. I do have to wonder how I would have reacted to this game if I had been playing it on my own. Because I do feel there are some games that aren't very good for streaming, you know? Not that this is one of them, but I am curious to know, like, if I was playing this on my own, would I really be so tired of it, you know? Because I could have just devoted whatever spare time I had. So you swear that I think I'm at the end. I mean, last stream someone told me that there are 5 bosses, and I'm pretty sure I've beaten 4 of the 5 bosses, so I'm at least 80% of the way through the game. That's what I mean. And also, hi Kelsey, it's good to see you. Hi. It's not close. I'd say that's pretty close. I feel like if I told someone I'm 80% done with a game, they would be like, oh, you're pretty close. You know? Like, it would probably reach the territory of, like, why not just finish the last 20% if I were to stop there. Something tells me he needs about 3 more streams, including this stream. Oh, ye of little faith, Groovy. And also, hi, Groovy, it's good to see you. How was stream? I watched up till about midnight. Thereabout, and I don't know how much longer you went on for, but didn't even say goodnight. I'm sorry, when I stay up till midnight, my brain just melts. I'm sorry, Groovy. Okay. I'll do my best to say goodnight in future, but, like, when it reaches that point, my brain's just like, I, like, tilt my head back kind of tired. So it's like, I just collapse on my bed. And also, I was playing Cyberpunk while watching you, so I was multitasking. It was great, very fun, good. I'm glad you think so, because I was really worried that you reading every log entry would interrupt the flow of the game. Which, I did not read any log entries, so, you know. Yes, me, damn it. Okay. Okay, Kelsey. There you go. Bro, the lore. It's Doom. It's Doom. What lore do you need? Hi, Structor. It's good to see you. Hi. Man who angry that demons exist kill demons. That's the lore. At least for the first one. You know, Pixel really loves Doom Eternal. I personally prefer 2016. But I also have not played the Dark Ages yet. I play games with narrative at the forefront. I want to know the lore. I get what you mean, but weird. Okay, I get what you mean, but I don't know, of all game franchises, I feel like Doom's one of the best to be like, I'm just gonna play and shoot and not think about things. Oh, that's interesting. Jokingly told Groovy you should play Dark Ages first because it's a prequel. Oh, is it? Is it really? I have not really looked into much about the Dark Ages. But even if it is, I couldn't give two, you know, coughs about the story. Not know the story at all. I mean, I have a rough outline of it where it's like, you know, there was energy crisis, they were mining hell energy, and what's her face? That one doctor let all the demons loose, and then but it also let you loose, and you're the legendary Doomslayer. But like, I know the basics. I don't know. I can't care about it. I just can't invest myself like that. Dr. Olivia, yes, exactly, her. I couldn't think of her name, but I was like, that woman doctor. I read along, I gotta say, it's a pretty well thought out world. Someone's gotta... Well, to be honest, too, I think also it's just taking a lot of lore that was already in Doom. Because there has technically been lore in Doom since the first, it's just not the focus, you know? Quite infamously, one of the programmers of the original Doom said when developing, like, the sequel, or maybe it was Quake, I forget which, but well, developing one of them was like, story in games is like story in a porno. It's expected to be there, but nobody's really paying attention. Doom. I mean, to be clear, it's not that I think it's bad, it's just... I just don't care. I don't know how else to put it. I mean, to me, the very first scene of Doom 2016 is more or less confirmation that you shouldn't really care about the story. Where Hayden calls you on the monitor and then Doom Guy just like smashes it and ignores him. Oh, there we go. I feel the AC in here, and it feels so nice, because it's been so hot. Yeah, I beat the base story of Cyberpunk, and that was really good. That was a story I could get invested in. But, I really do want to get a different ending, because there are a lot of choices you make towards the end, and I wasn't really satisfied with how things went. Like, I chose all the options that made sense to me, but then the reactions didn't make sense, you know what I mean? But I'm going through the DLC right now, so you know, I'll have to wait on doing the ending sequence again. Or the ending mission, or whatever you call it. I wish my PC could run Doom. Doom 2016? Because, I mean, Doom 2016 is pretty well optimized as games go. I mean, hell, they got it working really smoothly on Switch 1. I actually want to try it on Switch 2, see if it improves anything. Any Doom? It could certainly run the first two Dooms. Because those can run on potatoes. You hear how the Dark Riders requires ray tracing? I didn't hear that, but I guess I'm not super surprised. I feel like everyone's been pushing ray tracing, and I just really don't care. 68 gigabytes. My PC is weaker than potatoes. I mean, the saying goes, you can run Doom on anything. To require ray tracing, but I do know about game development. Mm-hmm. I don't know. I I'll let you finish your thought, but I have a few thoughts of my own. Thankfully, the RX 6800 is in the first generation AMD support cards to support AMD. I mean that, or to support ray tracing. That is good, but my thing is this: a lot of games in general, not just, you know, console or PC or whatever, just games in general have been striving to be more accessible, because the more you can reach an audience, the more, you know, sales you make. And that makes sense to me. I think accessibility is a good thing. But, to me, the exact opposite of accessibility is requiring a ludicrously powerful PC to run. And, that's a big hurdle for, newer games, because it's like, there are tons of people, especially nowadays, who have to make do with older machines, so not catering to them is severely limiting your audience, you know? At least that's how it seems to me. Again, I'm not like an expert, so maybe I'm just taking anecdotal evidence too far. But it's like, to require ray tracing to me is just mind-boggling, because it's like, so you're restricting even people who have decent PCs to those who have really good PCs, you know? Which doesn't make a whole lot of sense to me. You know, I've said before, like, gaming is a luxury, so in some ways, like, certain things make sense. I don't think this is necessarily one of them. You know what I mean? Wait, how is that supposed to be the way forward? What? Oh, because I see. Why Doom wait so much sounds to me like the Why Can't Metroid Crawl post from Miiverse. Also, I guess this is a dead end. But I haven't gotten the key yet. Have I? Something's not right. Devil's advocate is that you need at least an RTX 20 series, RX 6000, or any Intel Arc to run it. The 10 series is almost 10 years old. Yeah, true, but also, you know, given the state of graphics cards, you know, in the intervening 10 years, I don't expect a lot of people to have upgraded, you know? Does she have to morph ball? I mean, that's a good question. And the answer is the NES NES sprite limits. I don't know. The GPU feels like bad timing. That's what I mean. Like, with all I mean, literally AMD, or is AMD, literally NVIDIA is like the most valuable company in the world right now, and it's like, it really says a lot about, you know, how like, technology is becoming prohibitively expensive, you know? Intel, please save us. Didn't they announce that they were stopping manufacturing? Or at least of graphics cards? RTX 50 were like 200. Yeah, well, yeah, exactly. But since it isn't, I'm
I didn't think I could do it after all this time, but the music is gone. I want to record this while I feel balanced. Now that the music is gone, I feel an ancient pulse at the center of the world. The hive mind discovered something in those depths. Whatever they found might be trapping me in the cycle. I must go deeper. The truth is waiting for me there. If what she says...
Wait,
if what
I don't... Did it detach? Yeah, okay, it did.
This is true. That could be my way out of the cycle.
Anyway. I don't know. It's a weird subject. I'm not gonna pretend like I'm the expert. Rumors of a B770? Yeah, I mean, I kind of file those in the same category as rumors of the Dreamcast 2, you know? I would love a Dreamcast 2, but that's just not happening. I mean, I remember when I was young, browsing the internet, seeing videos where it's like, Sega is about to announce the Dreamcast 2! I was like, oh shit! No. Never. Never again, yeah. Yeah, well, I mean, if you know the history behind Sega exiting the console market, you'll understand why they'd be hesitant to re-enter console development. Because goodness, are they lucky they're alive at all as a company. Like, if they went, like, hey, the Dreamcast 2's coming out and it's gonna be $1,000, I would be like, get the fuck out of here. But if they went, Sonic Adventure 3 exclusive to Dreamcast 2, you better believe I'd be shelling out for that. But yeah, I'm just waiting for the next Nintendo Direct. That's what I'm waiting for, because I have a feeling the next Nintendo Direct will be an exciting one. Because at the very least, I'm expecting Metroid Prime 4 release date, and to me that's like, that could just be a Direct itself and still be hype as hell. Yeah, I'm also expecting them to give us more details about Rhythm Heaven and a few other Switch projects they announced. And hopefully projects they hadn't previously announced, because it feels like after Bonanza, things have been really quiet. I mean, I know Drag X Drive came out, but, like... I don't know. I was hoping there would be more. Literally, if the B770 gets confirmed, I'm going to tell you to eat your words, you know. Okay, fine, jeez. Aggressive. I'll accept that, though. No one cares about that one. I mean, that's kind of what I was saying. Like, from what I've heard, the control scheme and concept are, like, neat. But it's just so bare bones that it's, like... It's just nothing exciting. That's my understanding of things. Where it's like, it's cool that you can have a sports game about, like, wheelchair basketball and actually have to make the motion. But like, from what I've heard, that's kind of all there is, you know? I think you're the fake hedgehog around here. You're comparing yourself to me? Ha! You're not even good enough to be my fake. I'll make you eat those words. Accent. Groovy. You need to get your ears checked. Because I'm telling you, I've listened to that cutscene enough times. Oh god, he's so difficult to fight. What the hell? Roll ring barely skimmed before. I know. I know. It is wild. Thank you for all the oob lights. Reduces alt fire cooldown by 1 second per adrenaline level. Okay, that's interesting. Again, I don't like things that are reliant on adrenaline level because I get hit far too frequently. Adrenaline is such a huge pain in the ass. It really is. Like, there are some instances where I'm like, why didn't I lose adrenaline level? So it's not a complete, like, killjoy, but it is so difficult to manage, at least for me, because I'm terrible at anything that requires me not getting hit. I could be playing Sonic Adventure 2, and if there was a mission that's like, don't get hit, I just get hit. That's just how I am. You gotta remember, you get a one hit shield when you get to level 5. Oh, do you? Okay, I genuinely didn't know that. Even still, though, there are times I... Part of why you don't live. Yeah, yeah. But I feel like I've gotten hit multiple times. And it, still didn't go down. By the way, is my audio okay? Like, are you able to hear me and the game and stuff decently well? Experience. Interference, am I right? You can also stack that with one from the Katsubo. Yeah, you can, but it's not easy to find that item. Resonant Shield. Yeah, I mean, if the stars align and you get all of those things, that's great, but I just don't think it's something I can rely on as a strategy. Ah, there it is. Not worth it. That makes sense. This is not like... It's not like this is written for... Yeah, yeah. I mean, I love roguelikes, but, you know, it's gotta be just right, you know? Also, I have gyro aiming enabled on Cyberpunk. I gotta say, it reminds me just how wonderful I think gyro aiming is in games. Like, it is so nice for making very tiny adjustments to your aim. I'm sure I'm not blowing anybody's mind by saying that, but still. It's funny too, on Steam, I saw that Cyberpunk got, like, an update, and, I was looking at the comment section to see what people were saying, and there was this one guy who went, like, I forget exactly what he said, but he said something along the lines of, like, guys, you need to fix it, it's unplayable on Steam Deck. I was like, that's a strange... Yeah, okay. I remember I once played Dark Souls 3 with Switch Pro Controller and Steam automatically enabled gyro aim. Yeah, yeah. It is cool to me that Steam has that, like, interface that lets you use basically any controller. Like, you can even control your mouse with the controller, which is weird, but I have a love-hate relationship with Steam Input. Why hate? Pixel! Hey, it's good to see you! I have too many input apps on my computer. Why? Wouldn't Steam Input cover them all? And Pixel, how are you, precious bean? Controllers sometimes need auto fire, I guess. And for me, I don't have that trouble. It would be nice to be able to program turbo on some controllers, but like, it's not required. Great, I messed up the only plans I have for the day. Oh no, heck. No, it's okay. It'll be okay. I'm sorry to hear it happened, but I'm sure things are okay. Steam Input definitely helps, but controllers on Windows are kind of a mess. Yeah. I suppose I also don't use a ton of other controllers. I've tried, like, all the major official controllers. It's really all I need. Oh. Got my pinky toe with that. It'd be cool if we actually games on Linux do the Steam Deck. I mean, there kind of is. Although Proton works so well that I don't know how many are specifically requesting a Linux native version. I think desktop Linux has been gaining ground due to how shit Windows has been. Yeah, I mean, that's kind of always been the case. But I feel like there's... Well, let me put it to you this way. When I was young, there were so many programs that it's like, I see no reason why it couldn't just be on my computer, but it only runs on Windows, and I wasn't allowed to have Windows. So, you know, I can understand people being like, you need a Windows PC option, if nothing else, just for compatibility's sake. Ease of use, whatever. Money. But the thing is, it's like, Windows has kind of always been shit. It's just either more or less shit. So I can't foresee Linux gaining that much ground overall, you know? Okay. Finally, jeez. I think Windows has been the standard too long for it to be dethroned by something as complicated as Linux. That's the thing, and there are plenty of people who are like, Linux isn't that complicated, and it really isn't, but the fact that even Windows is too much for some people kind of illustrates that, like, it's even slightly more complexity would still be trouble. And, like, you also have to account for, you know, people want computers for different reasons, you know, different applications and things, and you need to be able to cater to all those. And Windows has been the standard so long that, like, you need to find a way to make all of it work, you know? See what happens with ARM. You start seeing x86 go downhill, there could be a rapid shift. Only 2 companies make x86 processors. I thought Rome would be around forever, but where's Rome now? I mean, maybe so, but also all of the things people relied on Rome for are gone. So, you know. Even Apple can't. I mean, it's so funny to me whenever, I mean, I understand why, but whenever people position Apple as like a competitor, because to me, Apple has so little sway in that market that like I'm pretty sure Linux has a bigger user base than Mac OS does. So it's just funny to me. It's arguably how expensive it is. Yeah, in more ways than one. You know, it being the walled garden that it is. Which I think I heard something recently about Epic Games getting Fortnite back on iOS. Like, I think I heard that they're letting Fortnite process payments, like, without Apple, or something like that. So I guess Fortnite ultimately won. At least that's what I was seeing people saying. I want a $1,000 monitor stand. I know, right? You can make the argument Windows is already dethroned. Android is technically the most. I mean, kind of, yes, but I don't know. I just remember the antitrust suit Microsoft went through in like in 2000, where they were declared a monopoly. It's hard for me to imagine it just naturally working itself out, you know? Yes. Victory screech. Woo! You know, I'm starting to really like the pylon gun. Creating all these, like, damaging webs. It's fun. Except I let myself get hit. Stop it. Yeah, after I finished Cyberpunk, which, I mean, I said I finished, but in the sense that I reached one of the endings. After I'm done with that, I think I might move on to Rune Factory. Play something a little more calm. You know, Cyberpunk, it's good, but just sometimes you don't want to, go through a sad, miserable world, you know? I share this sentiment with my mom, too, where it's like, sometimes, you know, when I want to watch, like, a movie or a show or something, I don't want to watch one about, like, people being sad and miserable. You know, like, yeah, it can be compelling or whatever, but just, my mind isn't in the mood for that. Which was all the more incredible to me that my parents watched The Last of Us. It's funny that they watched The Last of Us before I did. Or before I even, like, played the game or anything. Games were fun. Have I? Okay, yeah. So, you know what? I just realized I'm not saying anything. I'm sorry. I'm just... There are a million things going through my head about this game where it's like, what is the ultimate point we're trying to make here? Like, what am I trying to do? How many bosses do I have left? Sometimes my brain gets caught up. I realize I haven't said anything for a while. Also, I believe it was Korn, but Korn was talking about Abyssus yesterday, and I hadn't heard of it, but I saw it on the Steam front page, and it does look cool, but I was seeing some reviews saying, like, it's kind of really sparse in terms of content right now, so maybe wait for a sale or something. You know, wait for it to be developed more. How you know you're done with this game? Well, I mean, somebody in my previous stream of this said that there were 5 bosses, and I'm pretty sure I faced 4 of them. So when the last boss you have to encounter is the final boss, I'd say I'm decently close to beating the game. See, this gun is good for fighting him because I can just, like, avoid and, still deal damage. Well, I mean, don't look too hard at that moment, but yeah, see, like, I could run away and still make progress. Progress, as me and my friends say. You know, it's funny, I think one of the parasites I'm wearing lowered my proficiency rate, so I just brought it back up. Rudy keeps bringing lizards into the house. Oh, Rudy, he's silly. Well, what a good boy for giving presents to everyone. And then hunts them in the house while they're still... Oh, well, okay, never mind then. I thought you meant, like, he was bringing them in to, like, present them to you. I think that's an adorable thing cats do. Beef's been very meowy lately. Like, just so many meows. I suspect it's because, he likes his routine, you know? So, like, whenever it gets adjusted, it, like, throws him off. But of course, I love him so much. I don't care how many lobbers it presents to me. I don't care how good it is. I'm not doing it. Oh, whoa. You know what? My brain went on a bit of a tangent, but I was like, yeah, I was thinking about the red floor. It's like the floor that hurts you, and saying something like that makes me think of that meme a little while back where it's like the beach that makes you old. Do you guys remember that? That makes me laugh. It's just so silly. Ah! Oh! I thought he would die before he could do anything else. Oh well. A sphere. Personal item. Each ether carried increases repair efficiency by 5%. Wow. Do you guys remember Game Sphere? Apparently that's like a real thing. That's not, I mean, not that it's a game sphere, but like the prop he's holding where he's like, it's spherical. That is apparently like a boombox. Like a Memorex boombox. And I think that's hilarious. And like, I kinda want one, but it's also like $200, and I'm like, that is not worth it. Hey Sans, good to see you! Hi, how are you? Have you played Returnal, Sans? Have you returned eternally? Pixel? Are we gonna have a thing? 200 No. No. At 250 though. I'm just kidding. My dignity is worth more than that. Insanity, honestly. Okay, too. I don't have a tip command. I don't have a donation command. It's just... You are ridiculous. I wouldn't... Like... That would help a lot, but I don't know. Oh, whoops. That's what I get for reading chat. Now I have maximum PP. Is that from Pokemon? I feel like that's from Pokemon. Yeah, Celine. Ugh, I read chat for the 50th time. I'll never escape if I keep doing that. always forget how, this room is so deceptive to me. It's like, I get to this area, and I'm like, well, I guess I can't go forward. I need to specifically look at the light. Grappling point. Also, Sans, I meant to say I saw the progress you made on your PS2, and that is awesome. I have to admit, you're tempting me to do things like that. If only I were smarter. No. Oh, okay. I panicked. Burma! Why'd you say Burma? Panicked. Oh, Mr. Belfry, your legs are so swollen. Sweet. Grappling hooks are very fun in video games, as I've learned. Oh god. that was foolish of me. I'll be honest with you, that took way more concentration than I thought it would. Maybe it's just because my brain is not operating at full capacity. Oh really, Shadow? When does it ever? Shut up, I know! Red goo is finally harmless, yes! It's so weird to me. I really thought that the final upgrade would be the ability to swim. Or the next upgrade would be the ability to swim. But no, it gave me immunity to red floor. Only you could get an upgrade like this. It gave you gloom. I know, right? I replayed Breath of the Wild recently, and I mean, for one thing, I was a little sad because I came to the realization I can only play it for the first time once. So it wasn't as magical as my first playthrough, but I do kind of want to replay Tears of the Kingdom, see how well that holds up in comparison. Because I played the 2 years apart. It'd be interesting to see how they hold up being played quite back to back, but closely together. Much prefer Tears of the Kingdom. I was surprised that isn't the consensus. Yeah, I'm torn personally, as it stands right now. My stance is like, I think mechanically, Tears is a better game, and it certainly runs smoother. But I think Breath of the Wild was so magical to me because of what it represented, you know? Like, it was like a big triumphant return of Zelda, and Tears of the Kingdom feels like it's just like more, which isn't bad, but it's like, doesn't quite have that same wow factor, you know? The same way about Tunic. I wanted to replay it for a while, but I'm worried it won't be as great. Yeah, I mean, that's the thing. I still enjoyed my time with Breath of the Wild, but I was definitely like, you know, I was going through each side quest being like, oh yeah, I remember this one. Oh yeah, this one, like, you know, it didn't have that same sense of like, wow, look at this, and I'm gonna do this now, you know? I was kind of surprised anyone could prefer to... Oh, wow. You're calling me right out, Structor. But Pixel's surprised at that, too, so... Exactly, yeah. I'm sorry, I'm just one of those people. I prefer 2016. Hate me if you must. More cathartic because it's less of a challenge. It's not even... I mean, for me, it's not about that. It feels like Returnal was more focused on, like, big combat arenas, whereas 2016 was more, like, kind of more linear encounters, which I preferred. I get that people prefer less ammo, but I never decide how to deal with that. I mean, for me, it wasn't about ammo. It just... I don't know. I don't know how to put it exactly. It just felt... I felt like 2016 was more engaging on the gameplay level. Just because it didn't feel like it was trying in this weird way. Gives you less ammo, that's why some people prefer Half-Life 1. Does it really? I've not heard that, but regardless, I just... You know, yeah. Dark Ages is the least linear, and even then, it's still pretty linear. Yeah, I wish I could explain exactly what I mean. Like, my memory of 2016 was, like, always feeling like there was something exciting around the corner, and I was just kind of mowing through enemies. And my memories of Returnal are all, like, me trying to, you know, trying to do this combat encounter, you know? Have to switch weapons as much? That's weird, because my personal experience is the opposite. I felt like I was changing weapons all the time in Half-Life 1 and not so much in 2. And I would like to try the Dark Ages, see how I feel about it. Because I've had friends tell me, like, it starts out kind of poorly, but then gets better. So I'm curious to see what they mean by that. But either way, Cyberpunk is kind of filling me up on first-person action right now, so I think after I'm finished with it, I'll probably, you know, do something like Rune Factory. Like in Halo 1, you carry so many pistol rounds compared to how you switch weapons in Halo 2. I mean, in my experience, first-person shooters are just experienced very, very differently in general. Are there any games that you replay where I hate this part and thus end the replay? I'm sure there are, but I can't think of any off the top of my head. Because for me, that's a very, like, in-the-moment kind of emotion. I mean, you could make the argument that, I sometimes feel that way about, like, Sonic Adventure 1, where, like, after I finish the Sonic campaign, it's like, oh god, I'm gonna have to do the big campaign at some point. Complain to Breath of the Wild because you have to keep, because yeah, well, but I thought Breath of the Wild handled that well, because like if you were just given one weapon that never broke, like the game would get so boring so quickly. But the fact that like you do constantly have to change up your playstyle really undercuts that, like, oh well, I should save this just in case, because like at some point you'll kind of get pushed to that, you know. There was a topic, that was a topic of the podcast. It was a very interesting topic. I recommend that podcast. They talk about really interesting stuff. Yeah, it's an interesting topic. I don't know that I have an example off the top of my head. In some ways, I feel that with Sonic 2 and the final boss of Sonic 2, because like, man, they really, that boss fight is so frustrating. Like, no matter how many times I replay it, I'm always like, oh, this is so frustrating. But it's never the sort of thing where it's like, well, I'm just gonna drop the game here. Like, I'm at the final boss, I'll still get through it, you know? I think it works at the beginning of the game, but the game feels unrewarding to find a good weapon, a little break into it. Maybe, I kind of disagree though, because like, for me, I've always encountered the issue where it's like, I find so many good weapons that it's not, I never worry that I won't find another good weapon. You know what I mean? I don't know, something, for me, at least, in Breath of the Wild, got my brain to be like, there's no point saving any of this, you know? And I think that's an achievement, because I usually am the type of person that's like, ooh, this is the best weapon, I'll need to keep this in case, you know, just in case. But for whatever reason, Breath of the Wild got me to change that. Yeah, I typically don't have that. Well, yeah, I mean, that's kind of the thing for me, too. I can't think of many games I've replayed multiple times and gotten to a point where I just drop it. There is that meme where, It's like anytime somebody mentions Deus Ex, they reinstall the game, and a lot of people say like after the first level people drop it, but I can't say I mean, I haven't replayed Deus Ex really. I enjoyed my time with it certainly, but yeah. I don't know. It's like what Yahtzee said where when he reviewed Human Revolution, where he was like, Deus Ex is a game that people remember the first level very well because they replay it and then go, oh gosh, and then move on to something else. Or, you know, after the first level. But I can definitely say part of the reason I think Sonic 2 is the weakest of the Genesis trilogy is because the thought of replaying it makes me the least excited. Since I always argue that Sonic games are about replayability, I think that caps it right there, you know? Where does CD fit in with those ones? It would be at the bottom. I don't like CD. I understand what it goes for, but it's just not enjoyable for me. Like, there are things about it that are cool, and I can appreciate, but, in general, I don't like how CD feels, or plays, or, you know, what its goal is. Oh my god! I swear. Over here with all the wrong opinions. What, are you telling me you liked CD? You like Sonic CD, Pixel? Is that what you're telling me? Down for all the... Yes, I have, and I usually give up because it's so frustrating to me. Because inevitably what ends up happening for me is it's like, okay, I know where it is, I need to go to the past, and like, I try and find a past post, and it's like I can never maintain the speed long enough. Because like, sometimes the game will give you a an opportunity to you know, like just bounce between two springs, but there are other times where it's like, yeah, you just have to complete this like crazy platforming challenge where you can't drop speed, and it's like, that's just so frustrating. I get it, but it's not fun, you know? Yes, they are the best games ever. What do you mean, they? I was asking you about Sonic CD, Pixel. Get to the point where... Do I get to the point where my melee is Sam? Rich Dev, welcome. What do you mean? I'm sorry, I'm not sure I follow. Do you mean for this game? Because I thought the melee just stayed every time you died. Oh, you're in the beginning. Yeah, I mean, I thought it was assigned to just a button. I'm playing on PS5, I don't know if you're on PC, so maybe, like, inputs are a little different, but, when the melee was introduced, they were like, press square to use the... melee. Yeah, you have to earn the melee, but I thought it was just permanently unlocked once you do get it. Automatically come with your character. That's weird. I'm sorry. I'm decently far in the game, and it's been so long since I started that I don't remember the beginning very well. But my guess is, like, if you're pressing square and it's not doing anything, you might need to, like, beat the first boss or whatever before it'll finalize. When I die, would I lose it? You shouldn't. I've respawned with the sword every time since I got it, but I don't know why it would be different for you. Yeah, instructor. That's kind of what I was trying to communicate. I thought it was just you pick it up and then you have it for the rest of the game. Regardless if you die or not. Sonic CDIs, ignore the room, go for time stones. Yeah. I've done like a full time stone run before, but like it's still just doesn't give you the true ending. Died since I earned it and I spent okay, well then in that case, yeah, you if you die you'll stay with the melee weapon. That is a permanent upgrade. Then went back to the pistol and have an experience with the sword. Well, I mean, the sword isn't necessarily a primary weapon, but, yeah, you always start out with a pistol, but you can just sword whenever you want. Like 95% you get the good ending with the time stones. But the point of... Ah, Rich Dev, thank you so much. I really appreciate it. Are you, in fact, a game dev? I'm curious to know. So, yeah, going back to the pistol is normal. See, the thing about the time stones is that with the time stones, you create a good future, but, I thought you needed it in every zone to be able to get the true ending. Dev. Oh, okay. No worries. That just goes to show my gamer brain, because I was like, Dev. Oh, good development. Because I would love to have a dev come to my stream at some point. Not necessarily just of this game, but like kind of any game. It'd be cool to talk to a dev. I mean, NRI does work sort of in game development, but I don't know. Are you sure you don't? Okay, well, I'll need to double check. I don't replay CD very often because I really don't enjoy its gameplay style. No worries, I would do the same thing. Well, I appreciate it. If you have any preferred name, let me know, because my brain is very small, and I just default to people's usernames. Abbreviating it however I need. Yes, yeah. Because I really love behind-the-scenes stuff when it comes to games. Not that I don't love games or anything, but just, you know, it's always cool to hear how something came to be as well. You know, thinking on it though, if I had like if I had one wish, I don't even know who I would want to speak to and ask what question. I mean, it does sound like something a sadistic dev would do. You have to get the robot guy before you have all the... That's the thing. That's what I thought you had to do. But I could be wrong about it. Honestly, you know, I would be curious to hear a lot of, like, behind-the-scenes Nintendo stuff. I know that's, like, it's already a slim enough chance I'll get to talk to any dev at all, but, like, talking to a Nintendo dev is, like, don't even dream about it. But, it would be cool to hear some things. Ask Eiji Naga Fever. I mean, that would be a good one. Be like, what was the thought process? Oh, well, to be honest with you, I kind of would want to hear his rationalization for why he didn't let the Sonic X-Treme devs use the Nights into Dreams engine. That'd be an interesting one. Oh, Braid Farm moment. Yeah. That's the thing. Like, there are times where I'll be watching a video and be like, man, it would be cool to ask how this, ask, like, an official source how this ended up being the case. But those thoughts are so fleeting that, if somebody came up to me and was like, hey, what do you want? I wouldn't be able to recall it. It's kind of a weird game design to have several very unrelated paths that go to the same ending. Not sure. Philosophy was just that they weren't conflict. Yeah. Oh, whoop. No, I didn't want to go online. No, how do I go offline? No. Get me out. Get me out of this. Oh. Yeah, start online disabled. How do I don't want to be connected to online services. Jenny hunting. Wait, so should I play offline? I mean, I'm personally just not a big fan of online play, and I'm not paying for PS Plus, so I don't want them to charge me. But, it's probably better to play online, to most people. Me being the curmudgeon I am. Weapons and ether by playing online. That makes sense. I know there's the, like, Ooblite storage thing that only works if you're online. I just really don't like online. Play by myself anyway. It'll move too slow, so I feel like it's a hindrance. Well, to my understanding, it's not like co-op play, it's more like you get little, like, things scattered about the world that show how another player died and, like, give you little bonuses and things. If you can find another place, of course you can challenge it for what? Oh, really? At the end, yeah, I'm close. I'm close, Kelsey. I mean, my Bubby played in the same lobby. I went too far to teleport me to him. Yeah, that's common too, but it doesn't work like that, to my understanding. Excuse me, to my understanding. Yeah, it's like the Dark Souls method, where it's like people can like leave notes or whatever, and you can get little prizes. You know, that's a good question. I have not seen anywhere that records how many times you've returned. It might be at the end, when it's like, wow, it took you 300 returns before you beat the game. Did you play Mario Wonder Online? I don't think I did. I think I just played it solo. Or if I did, I probably only played like one level. Another players attempting to jump with you. I mean, I don't doubt that for me. I'm just not an online multiplayer person. Like, Team Fortress 2 is the most I go. Which is pretty intense as far as online experiences, but... There's a reason it's my only one, because I generally don't like it. I like online multiplayer. It wasn't co-op. Oh, I'm sure it wasn't. Yeah, it was just like side by side, right? Games you play online aside from TF2. TF2. I think TF2 might be the only online multiplayer game I've played a lot of. Like, currently I have over 1,800 hours in TF2. Which is crazy, coming from the guy who really does not like online multiplayer. Oh, yeah, I guess I do play online Splatoon sometimes. You touch the standees to respawn, which makes it much easier, but I don't like... Yeah, that's true. Yeah, I guess you could say Splatoon, but I've definitely put nowhere near the same amount of time as I did into TF2. And it really, you know, I'm not happy about the fact that I'm so opposed to online multiplayer, because it's like Minecraft. I can't tell you how many people have approached me being like, hey, let's play Minecraft together, and it's like, I've tried it so many different times, and every single time I've been like, I'm not having fun. Splatoon, good game? Yes, it is a good game. But I feel bad, because it's like, it's not about Minecraft or who I'm playing with, it's just, I just feel the way I do, I don't know. For me, Minecraft is fun when it's a zen survival experience. The only game I really got into online play was the original Modern Warfare 1 and 2, especially 2. Yeah, I remember that being such a massive thing back in the day. Minecraft multiplayer often feels like parallel play, you're kind of doing your own thing most of the time. That's the thing, it's like, for the most part, I feel like I'm not getting anything by other people being there, and when I do notice that other people are there, it's because they've already built somewhere, and it's like, okay, well, I don't want to interfere with them, so I'll just let them have their space. And it's like, that feels counterintuitive to me as a multiplayer experience. Is just not a fun person. I guess I'm not, but I don't know. You know what it is too? I think TF2 has tainted me, because even back in the day, it was really toxic. I just remembered being like, God, if I had to put up with this every time I played video games, I would hate it. Do you play Smash Online? Sometimes, but it's mostly when, like, Sammy is over and we just play online doubles. I think even Smash Online can sometimes be too much for me. I mean, a big part of it is the fact that I play games to, like, decompress and relax, and I don't do that when there are other people around. How does online doubles work? You just hand the controller over? No. It's like, it's 4-player Smash where 2 people are on a team. You know, 2 people are on 2 teams. You okay to games relaxed? You think it? Well, okay. I mean, first and foremost, I want a game to be clear what I'm getting into. Like, if Dark Souls is going to go, hey, we are going to kill you over and over and over again, I think I'll be able to manage that a lot better than a game where it's like, oh, this should be fun, and then I just get mashed into pulp over and over, and I go like, this is not fun. You know? Yeah, it's fun. And yeah, this is the online service stuff. I like see how people died. Oh god, this... There we go. I avenged them. We'll see. We will see. I mean, granted, I'm not gonna play Dark Souls right now. So, like, there's still time for me to mentally prepare. Maybe you don't need PS... Yeah, I guess so. If it charges me for PS Plus, I will be upset, but, I don't know, maybe this isn't considered online play enough to warrant PS Plus. Play it in 5 minutes? No. I have no doubt that Dark Souls is a good game. I'm not trying to, like, deny that. It's just, I'm worried about how I'll feel about it.
It has the strength and the stressful.
The strength and the strussel. Thank you, Kelsey. It's not confusing at all. I know, that's the thing. For online is fucked. I'm tired of pretending it's not. It's same. So here's the thing. I've said for many years that paying online is just a scam in general. So, like, to me, Switch Online is no worse than any other online paid service in the fact that, like, they're all scams. But, the fact that it's like, yeah, PS Plus is up to, like, $150 a month or whatever, or $150 a year, is all the more insane to me when Nintendo Switch Online is like, yeah, if you're on a family plan...
Enjoy elephants again.
Enjoy elephants again. I will enjoy elephants again. Thank you, Pixel. But like, the idea that it's like, if you want the premium, if you know, get a family plan, and people pay their equal share, you pay $10 for an entire year. And it's like, I just don't see how anyone could be like, Switch Online is so much worse. You know? Kelsey, yeah? And especially when people try and be like, oh, the network is so... whatever. And it's like... It's just so weird to me because all these games are, you know, P2P style online. It's not providing you access to servers. And that really just is reliant on, like, the game's netcode, not, you know, not the online so much. Online infrastructure. Nintendo games don't have many online games to warrant the price. If not for the retro games, I feel it would. But, I mean, even if it was just, you know, the retro games you were interested in, $10 for an entire year and you get access to GameCube, N64, SNES, NES, Game Boy, Sega Genesis. Like, to me, I was like, that's not a bad deal at all. You potentially already own. I mean, potentially is kind of the operative word there. Yeah, if I had a nickel for every single time during the Wii U era somebody mentioned that they wanted a Netflix-style subscription service for old games, I would be so filthy rich. Yeah, I'll try that. I mean, I would like it if Switch Online was at least more like PS Plus in the sense that you can outright buy whatever game. You know, Switch Online does not offer that. It's either the, you know, classics model or nothing. You know, if I want Dino Crisis on PlayStation, I can at least just buy Dino Crisis. It's tough now. I want them to remake that. I mean, ultimately, yes, but given how small of an opportunity that is, how unlikely that is, even just making the original accessible again is cool, and I'm glad I can just buy that instead of having to pay for a PS Plus subscription for it, you know? End Up was a cool game. I mean, a lot of people really love it, so I'm sure if it were given more attention, it would be very popular. Like, I remember when Jurassic World, I think Fallen Kingdom came out, people were saying, like, this movie's a travesty, how is it such a big box office success? And everyone was like, it's dinosaurs. Like, people just like dinosaurs, man. And that really stuck with me. By the time it does it. No, it doesn't. And that's one of the areas that makes the plan less worth it, you know? Like, they're about to make Chibi Robo available on the GameCube Switch Online, and that's super cool, but I would like it more if I could just buy it, you know? Start Returnal? Yeah, it's a fun one. I mean, I've been streaming it for a while, so it's hard for me to directly say how good it is, because, you know, most people aren't gonna play it every couple of days, you know? Ideally, they should let you buy the ROM and do whatever you want with it. Shouldn't be legal. Yes. That I can agree with. But since we don't live in that world, to me it's like... You know how people will, you know, like when they do like fast food tier lists, and there will be people who come in and are like, all these foods are super gross and unhealthy, and it's like, they are. We're not disputing that. This is a relative tier list. You know, S on that kind of tier list is like a D anywhere else in other contexts. So in that sense, like, Switch Online is a scam because all onlines are a scam, but I find it to be less of a scam than, you know, than PlayStation's. Or Microsoft's, for that matter. Microsoft at least had the advantage of like, hey, we let you keep certain games. I was like, okay, I could see why that would be enticing. But then they stopped doing that. I see what you're saying. I can appreciate that people have high standards for Nintendo. Yeah, and I mean, despite the fact that they are my favorite, and I tend to forgive them more than the average person, like, I still admit they have a ton of flaws. It's not that... I'm not trying to pretend like they're some perfect entity or whatever, but offering a family option that, like, reduces the, you know, the cost to roughly $10 for an entire year, to me is like, that's a good move. That's a move that makes things better. Not that it's good, but like, better, you know? You're soft on. I do. I admit I am. There are times I'm more forgiving of their flaws than I would be otherwise. I'm not trying to pretend like I've been perfect, you know, perfect critic. Forgive them for everything. I didn't say everything. You know, when someone commented on my great review playing that Gradius 5 or on the collection, yeah. I mean, to be fair, it is kind of sad that they're not, but like, I don't know. I'm one of those people that like, I don't know. Expectation. Yeah. I try and maintain realistic expectations. There. There. The Snake says in Smash Brothers when you detonate. There. Fuck English. All my homies hate English. Anyway, sorry, that whole ramble is just a video explaining most of the spoilers. Oh yeah, I want, especially if I'm not, because next stream I'm gonna be playing Final Fantasy Pixel. There's been an entire shot triggers game. What do you mean? Yeah, that's what. Yeah. Sorry, I'm scatterbrained, but increases weapon damage by 100%, but inhibits movement. Inhibits movement. That doesn't seem good at all. Like, standing still in this game will basically kill you. Why is this so hard for me today? I'm sorry, everyone. I promise I'm usually better at this game. Two has a series called Shot Triggers for the remakes of usually. Oh, yeah. Okay, then yeah, I get what you mean. Radius 5 is a much bigger task than 2 or 3 because it's much newer, more complex. Yeah. It could compare to the Department of Justice. Oh, sorry. Let's avenge them. 'Cause I'm definitely about to die anyway. God, I am terrible today. I've been playing too much Cyberpunk. Hoping they're working on a second Gradius collection. Yeah, to be honest with you, I'm surprised they haven't even announced a second Metal Gear Solid collection. Because I was fully waiting for them to be like, hey, since we already titled the first collection Volume 1, here's Volume 2. I mean, it could. You know, I feel like it's probable. But Konami, really, what we're all waiting for from Konami is actually just the inevitable remake compilation of Trauma Center. Oh wait, is it Trauma Center Konami? Oh, it's Atlas, right? Shit, I messed it up. Oh well. Hiroshi Uchi, who directed Gradius 5, now works at M2. Oh, that's so cool. Well, there you go, then. It sounds probable to me. You know what will never happen, but I would love to see? I would love to see a compilation from Nintendo of Satellaview games. Like the first official releases of those, or re-releases, whatever, of those games. That would be super cool. It's never happening, but it would be super cool. Also, I was really hoping, and I'm still hoping, that Capcom, I'm hoping Capcom is working on a Mega Man Legends collection. It's like, surely they have to know that people want that badly, right? Delisted Gradius 5 from the store, but heard that port wasn't very good. Maybe, but even still, it's sad to hear. me personally, though, I'm not even sure what collection I want anymore. Kind of gotten most of the ones I would have asked for. They responded when people reached out. They said they delisted due to licensing problems. Interesting. I wonder what licensing could interfere with just the PS3 version. Well, although I guess the Xbox version was also delisted, considering every 360 game went down. For all I know, that could be bullshit. Yeah, oh, I mean, same. It's such a shame. If I had more money, this would have been a great store. You know, I haven't heard from Sans ever since he was joking about, getting the word unbanned. I really hope he wasn't actually expecting that. There was no... Really? Oh. I thought there was. What am I thinking of, then? Interesting. Did have a lot. It did. That's why my brain was like, yeah, there was an Xbox version. I don't know. I guess my brain just lied to me. So close. If I remember correctly, oh gosh. Oh, I think it was, Deathstalkers? I forget what the name was, but there was a shmup that had, like, because the 360 for a while used to be into doing, like, custom faceplates. And, I remembered seeing one, if it was for, like, Deathstalkers 1 and 2, or whatever. I was kind of tempted to get it. You know, I just really love weird stuff. Like, I really want that GameCube controller for Phantasy Star Online 2. That's just the full ASCII keyboard. It looks amazing. It looks so stupid and amazing. Or was it Death Smiles? I might have been thinking of Death Smiles 1 and 2. Getting Darkstalkers and Death Smiles mixed up. Deathstalkers and Dark Smiles. Recently made a method to easily hack. Oh, really? I know there was an exploit back in the day with the movie tie-in game of Peter Jackson's King Kong. Like, that had some kind of exploit that let you load Linux onto a 360. I thought that was funny. In the same way, I don't know if you heard, there was, for a while, the game on 3DS Cubic Ninja, for whatever reason, had this exploit associated with it that, like, let you download 3DS games for free or something like that. And so that game shot up in price. And then obviously now that the eShop's down, it went back down in price. Oh god. I remember back when I was young, like when the 360 first came out, someone like took the internals and like made it into a Millennium Falcon, and that was like making the rounds online for a while. It's like, whoa, this guy turned his Xbox 360 into a Millennium Falcon. Apparently, among LEGO fans, there's a trend with every set possible that is called, like, Can It Millennium Falcon, where you take the pieces from the set and see if you can make a Millennium Falcon out of it. And I think that's really funny. Like, the one I was introduced to was, like, Simba from The Lion King. He, his face on a Millennium Falcon. So funny. And it was a simpler time back when you could make headlines for just rearranging your 360 to make it look like a Millennium Falcon. In fact, Death Smiles 1 and 2 is actually banned in Australia. I think I heard about that, but I don't know why. But I remember seeing, like, an official, like, faceplate for the 360 for Death Smiles 1 and 2, and I was like, that's actually really funny, and if I had the money, I would. But I mean, you know, you could say that about a lot of things. If I had the money, I would do a lot of things. Hard for the ratings board to beat. That would be funny if that was the case. But I'm pretty sure you don't actually send the game to the ratings board, you just send, like, video of it. To any ratings board. Honestly, with how much progress I'm making, maybe maybe this is too hard for me to beat. Again, still not really clear on what this does. How did that... I was dashing. Oh god! The malfunctions! Holy shit! Oh, okay. Yeah. That was not an ideal situation because that launcher, it's fun for a little bit, but I'm not very good with it. Weapon? Whoa. Oil spine shredder. Okay, I don't like it. We'll see, but... Yeah, I don't like this. Interesting, but I don't like it. It's basically like the lobber. And resin gets turned into silver. Yes. It's infuriating. I don't remember. I can never remember what the sequel... Solaris? Right? The new game that the Housemarque is making. Saros, okay. I can never remember that for whatever reason. But, I do hope they... You know... Like, if it's gonna play like this... Gonna play like this, I would like for them to not add this type of adrenaline mechanic. I don't know why it's so hard for my brain to remember what that game is, because I think I made the joke last time where I was like, oh, George Soros, ha ha ha, but it just doesn't leave an impression in my brain, and I don't know why. I guess part of it is because it really didn't show a whole lot. So it's like, it's not really a game in my brain yet, you know? Is Soros will have more meta progression. I don't know what that means in this context. Is it gonna be one of those games that's like, oh, it's in the Returnal universe, but it's different? Meta progression is progression that spans more than just one run. Oh, I see. I mean, I don't know. I didn't feel like that was Returnal's problem, but and if they make it compelling, I'm accepting, or I'm willing to accept, you know. Oh, I can't change weapons! No! Oh, that was the worst. That was the worst malfunction. Ooh, that's cool. Okay. Personally, I don't love when roguelites rely a ton on meta progression. I haven't seen the game yet, so yeah, I'm not opposed to meta progression. Honestly, I like meta progression, but I don't know how to put it other than like it just needs to be balanced, right? Because I feel like sometimes meta progression can really like make the game easy. A little bit of that with permanent weapon. Yeah. I mean, Returnal has a decent meta progression, so I'm gonna lose. This is not gonna be my run.
What's that? Oh, a naked lady.
Oh,
wait, a golden back scratcher.
Thank you, Groovy. Wait, gold back scratcher. I mentioned I was hunting with Vol. You didn't, but hey, that's cool. I hope the hunt goes well. Bring back many items with which to fashion new armor and weapons. Just been lurking. No worries. I mean, it doesn't always work, but I've been doing my best to try and like not pay attention to who is and isn't in chat, because it's gonna drive me up a wall if I do pay attention, you know. They're hunting demons, just like in the hit video game Doom from the year 2016. Yeah, I wonder what year Doom 2016 came out. I know, right? We'll never know. That reminds me of, I don't know if you guys watched Life Arrow, but he did a video finally going through the Silver campaign of Sonic 06, and he was with, you know, his friends or whatever, and one of his friends goes like, what year did this game come out? And he was like, what, Sonic 06? Feel bad. How? 17 for the Nintendo Switch. In terms of Doom. Rip, thank you. I got ripped. A new one. Attaching or detaching parasites improves your max integrity. Don't I already have something like that? Isn't there an item already that does that? Oh, Groovy, did you see that there are new Space Bear, listen to me, Space Bear remixes that came out like yesterday? Because I've been listening to them and they're kind of stuck in my head. Would you take 6 Ooblights? My dad always tells a story of how his dad, like, took, like, his mom went shopping, his dad kind of went along, it was a whole family thing, and, you know, while his mom was doing some shopping, his dad entertained himself by, haggling for this, like, I don't remember, dinner towel or whatever. And he did it for like 2 hours straight or something. Dad was like, you know, when he was finally done, and we were all walking home together, he was carrying the thing. He said, like, I feel bad to just walk away without buying it at some point. It'd be funny if I started calling Doom Eternal Doom 2020. I mean, that'd be funny to me. I did love seeing all the Animal Crossing Doom memes. That was fun. Not Doom 2, it's Doom 1994. I don't know if you watched Yahtzee or Zero Punctuation or Fully Ramblematic as he's now known, but there was, I forget what Battlefield game he was reviewing. He was talking about, like, you know, future, I think it was Battlefield 1, because he was like, you know, future archiving, you know, people are going to be very confused. It's like, okay, I found Battlefield 1, Battlefield 2, Battlefield 3, and Battlefield 1943. By my calculation, we're only missing about You know, we're only missing about 1,940 of them. I thought that was really funny. They got a point. Yeah, yeah. Yeah, like archaeologists are gonna find all of our games and be like, okay, there's Battlefield 1, 2, 3, 1947, or whatever it is. 43. And there are 33 Naked Gun films. Yeah. What happened to Cyberpunk 1 through 2076? What happened to those games? There was a great story I once read about, like, I want to say it was high school, but, like, senior pranks. And, there was a senior prank at one school, this person recounted. Oh shit, what? By saying that they released 3 pigs into the school, and each pig, they labeled the pigs. They were like pig 1, pig 2, and pig 4. And they spent the rest of the day trying to find pig 3. I think that's really funny. And they find both Star Wars Battlefront 2 and Battlefront 2. Yeah. Or Mortal Kombat and Mortal Kombat. Which is funny to me because everyone calls it Mortal Kombat 9. And even the sequels went on from that. But they decided to name it just Mortal Kombat for the first one. I didn't do a senior prank. I didn't care. Didn't care to. I just wonder if we're at some point, if we're gonna reach a point in the future where we get another name, or another game that's named Mortal Kombat. Like, yeah, so there's Mortal Kombat the original, there's Mortal Kombat from 2011, and now there's Mortal Kombat from like 2052. Or whatever, I don't know how long it would take, but... Class before mine got in trouble for their senior prank. They put piles of sand and blow up palm trees in front of the school. The teachers were mad because it scratched up the ceremonial bricks. I mean, like, I get it, but also that seems like a pretty harmless prank. I was just filling the school with balloons, yeah. Yeah, I don't think anyone in my school did one. Possible, I mean... There definitely is if you're home front a revolution. You know about that, right? what they thought of the sand. Yeah, well, exactly, right? Just sand. No, I don't know. I'm pretty sure it was Homefront the Revolution. It might have been just the original Homefront. But, for, like, E3 that year, they released a ton of red balloons. And, the balloons, like, all flew away, and they had to, like, pay for cleanup. Because they all landed in, like, the bay or something. I forget the exact details, but basically they released, like, 10,000 red balloons or something like that. And they got fined for, like, littering. One of many misguided PR stunts. It's still very funny to me that Time Splitters 2 got like an HD remake or whatever via Homefront the Revolution, and for a while they didn't know how to access it because whoever like had that info posted it on a Discord server and nobody believed them, so they got banned. So there was like a mad scramble trying to find where the code was. Yeah, right. Hired a bunch of monkeys. But that's just an example of, like, marketing really not thinking things through. Kind of reflecting how, like, the whole game didn't really think things through. I remember a bunch of Free Radical devs actually made Homefront the Revolution. And I was like, oh, that's so sad. One, that they were forced to make some garbage like that, and two, that they were making garbage instead of something they actually wanted to make. I'm still very sad that Time Splitters 4 got cancelled. Like, if Time Splitters was still going, like, if they were still working on that, I would say that might be my most anticipated game. But, since it's canceled. I remember being, going online when I was young and, like, watching YouTube videos of the like little nuggets of info we did know about Time Splitters 4. People posting the renders of like the monkey in the night suit and whatever. Yeah, probably Prime 4. I genuinely can't think of any other game that's upcoming that I'm excited for. Yeah, I guess it would be Prime 4. Whoa, who's that? But that's why I'm like waiting for the next Nintendo Direct. I'm sure that there's more that I will be excited for once, you know, once they actually announce a lot of it. Because I feel like they've been kind of holding back for whatever reason. No! I'm excited for Legends Z-Day, but I'm gonna hold off when it comes out. That's fair. I still have not played Legends Arceus yet, so I feel like I should do that before playing Legends Z-Day. But I think I saw that like previews were coming out for it. I have not looked into any of those previews, but I think I heard people say like it's just kind of more Pokemon Legends, which isn't a bad thing, as far as I understand, anyway. And yeah, no, I probably don't. It's less that I think there'll be some sort of like story continuity or anything. It's just I feel like it, because if I start with Z to A and then go back to Arceus, I feel like I'm gonna have a worse time, you know? Not that I wouldn't have a good time, but I, like, you know, I worry in the sense of, like, if they introduce a better product, and then I go back to the original, it's like, well, this won't be as good. Just by virtue of having already experienced something better, you know? Don't know if I'm explaining that well, but get what you mean. I can't say for certain that will be the case. I mean, yeah. I'm not saying that Z to A is guaranteed a better game than Arceus, but at least they've had time to come up with something better. Or, you know, some improvements and stuff, so I'm inclined to at least, like, or even if the game ends up being worse, I like the idea of going chronologically through games, so it's like I can understand the context better, where it's like, oh, people were disappointed because they had played this before, and this is what this game did years later, and it was worse, you know? Couple of directions they could take is they could be more experimental. They could Well, it's all the Legends games set on out, or it could be making it as direct. Yeah, yeah. But in the case of either, I like the idea of, you know, having more context for it, where it's like, yeah, this game isn't, you know, crazy because there was already a game like it years ago, or something, you know? Like, I've even seen it with some people talking about, like, Breath of the Wild, where, like, that was a lot of people's first Legend of Zelda game. And there are people who are like, oh, God, I'm so sorry, this is their first game. And it's like, I mean, yeah, if they had context, maybe they would prefer others more, but, like, I'm not gonna shame them for liking what they've played, you know? Considering that they entirely threw out the whole agile strong mechanic meaning it will be the former. Maybe. It's hard to say. Especially since I don't know, you know, what they plan. And since I have not played the game. Oh god, this guy is so tough. Why is he so tough? Why is he so strong? This guy's crazy. Okay, I think this is gonna be my last run. I feel like I'm kind of just hitting my head against the wall. And nothing's coming out of it. Except for my brains, which are coming out of my skull. Also, Cyberpunk does this thing that I'm kind of conflicted about. So, like, when you level up, you get, like, perk points, and you spend the perk points on perks that you know, that give you extra, you know, abilities or whatever. And, it allows you to refund them at any point. And I like... really back and forth on the idea of refunding perks. I feel like they're the sort of thing where the commitment is part of what makes it enjoyable. You know? The thing is that people, since people complain so much about how repetitive Legends are more strategically... Yeah, it's... That would make sense, but I could also see them going like, hey, people really like Legends, so like let's not mess with success and just make one that, you know, iterates on the first. And not necessary. playing Pokemon Let's Go Eevee really did reignite some of my excitement for Pokemon. Like, I am really considering playing more like games. Like, I really should get to Legends Arceus. I don't know, there's a lot I need to get around to. I still have Will saying that I should play Dead Space. And it's not that I don't, it's just, I don't know. I was kind of held off because it never felt like the right time. Then again, he also urges me to play System Shock 2, and I know I should. I just found it so difficult to get into, which is weird because I adored Deus Ex, and I'm usually the person who's like, yeah, as long as I go into it understanding that it's an old game, I can have fun. But for some reason, System Shock is just tough for me. But I do love, like, Bioshock and, you know, Prey and whatnot, so I'm sure I'll love it at some point. It's just hard to get myself to commit to it, you know? It would help if there was a Switch version, but I would think they plan on bringing it to consoles. Pretty sure that's just like a PC-only type game. These egg sacs are really gross. it's designed that way, but it's just not for me. Have you ever played Cave Story? I have. I played it back in 2017 because that was when it came out on the Nintendo Switch, and I played it on the Nintendo Switch, and it was fun. It's also an indie I'm not like super passionate about, but I do like it. I remember being somewhat excited for Cave Story 3D on 3DS, and I got it, but I never played it. And I couldn't tell you why. I remember looking at the back of the box being like, oh man, this is gonna be awesome, and I just never played it. Remember I wanted that version before I even had the Switch because of the music. Yes, I have actually two versions of it, both with the music CD. because it went on clearance at Target at one point, so I was like, yeah, you know, it'll be nice to have a sealed copy. I do feel really bad about owning Axiom Verge on Switch, because I bought it pretty much as soon as it came out, because I was like, oh yeah, this is so cool, the dev, you know, really nice guy, and like, this game's supposed to be good, and I still have not opened it, but there was that whole mess that came out about the publisher, and I was like, oh, I feel so bad for participating in this now. Interesting discussion about Cave Story last night. Apparently, Nicalis took. Yes, yeah, I think I've heard about that too. Nicalis has had multiple stories of being really shitty. They also tried some similar thing with Ikaruga, right? Ikaruga, whatever that game's called. Because I remembered they announced that they were doing like the port of it, and everyone got really upset, and I forget why. Well, as I heard, there's a modern story called NX Engine. Interesting. I wonder why there hasn't been like a petition or something to revert the rights of Cave Story back to Pixel. Since Cave Story is an open source, they had to make a clean room interpretation of the game engine. Yeah, yeah. And, like, apparently they might have been trying to do that same thing to, The Binding of Isaac. Because, like, Nicalis published The Binding of Isaac. And, some sort of hullabaloo with that. I admit I don't remember now. That would probably be the way to go. I mean, personally, at this point, I'd probably replay the Switch version, if only because I already bought it and played it. But, to be honest with you, I'm not sure I'm gonna replay it. It was a game where it's like, I appreciated it, but I didn't feel passionate about it enough to, go back to it. Like, I have considered replaying Undertale to see if my opinion of it will have changed, but, I don't know, I'm less enthused about the idea. To get the good ending, probably not. To be honest with you, I don't even remember what ending I did get. Okay. I assume whatever I got was probably the bad ending, because I didn't go out of my way to do anything for the good ending. I don't know, you probably got the normal ending, which you have. Yeah, yeah. You have to go out of your way to get the bad ending. Okay, yeah. Well, then I probably got the normal ending. But yeah, again, I'm not super passionate about Cave Story, so the idea of replaying it in general is just kind of not as appealing to me. Yeah, that's not worth it. That is not worth it at all. But Cyberpunk, I do want to at least replay the final chapter of, so I can get a different ending. Because I really was not satisfied with the ending I did get. It wasn't bad, it was just, it didn't quite click with me. It had interesting points to it, like I definitely got that ending and was like, whoa, that's kind of cool, but I don't know, a lot of the actions of the characters didn't make a whole lot of sense to me. It's the kind of thing where, like, I was going through the ending and I was choosing all the choices that made the most sense to me, you know, given how I was playing the game, and just started devolving to this, like, state where I was kind of like, no, you know, in my head, I was like, no, that's not how you should respond to this. I'm curious to see if other choices give me a more satisfying ending. No! Not into the pit! No! I jumped. I pressed the jump button, but it wasn't enough. Okay, well, that's gonna be it from me for today. Thank you all so much for stopping by, saying hi, chatting, following, all that. I really appreciate it. I try and stream every other day. So Tuesdays, Thursdays, Fridays, and Sundays at 1 p.m. Pacific. Although Thursdays should be beginning treatment again now, so those might be a little more unstable, but we'll see. Yeah, thank you for coming by. We're gonna raid someone, so if you have a suggestion, let me know. Otherwise, I'm sure I can find someone. And I have a Discord if anyone is interested, !Discord, or there's a link in my bio. It's the best place to keep up with my streams, as well as chat with me and other cool people. And yeah, let's see. Who's live? It's like everyone doing a... is everyone doing a collab right now? I feel like there are so many people doing collabs. Hmm. Let's Let's see. Gosh, sorry. I'm really having trouble deciding who to raid because it's like I, I don't know. I feel weird about raiding someone when they're doing a collab. We'll raid Phoenix. As like there's so many people in that call, I'm gonna feel a little awkward about it, but I'll raid Phoenix, who is playing Repo with several other people. And if Groovy is still here, I'm sure Groovy will enjoy that. But yeah, that'll be it from me for today. !raid, which will send my raid message, so you can copy and paste that and send it to Phoenix when we get there. Phoenix deserves all the support, and yeah, that'll be it from me for today. Take care, everyone. Stay safe. Have a good one. I'll talk to you later, and let's go raid. Bye!